Hi everybody, and welcome back to Plastic Models by Regular Dude. Today is going to be my preview for what's coming up in 2020. So as you may have seen, if you follow my channel, I just did my recap for 2019 and what I got done, what I didn't get done, in comparison to what I thought I was going to get done at the end of 2018. Does that make a lot of sense? So I thought I would do a quick video today, hopefully a quick video, and talk about what I have coming up for 2020, at least in the near future of 2020. Got a few kits I want to work on, a few things I want to try and finish up finally once and for all. So let me change the camera angle around here and we'll take a look and see what I've got going. Alright, let's see. First up, let's talk about the project I was working on last here in 2019 and talk a little bit about what's going on with it. So, that project is the HE-111 German bomber from this Legends of the Sky in cooperation with the Discovery Channel kit. Originally came with two P-47B Thunderbolts versus HE-111 German bomber. Now this is a Lindbergh kit and it's been around for quite a while. Now this particular set here I got from my kids in the late 90s. Could have been 99-ish maybe. There's no date on the box, and I don't think there is a date on the instructions. Yeah, 1999, Discovery Communications Incorporated. Yeah, so my kids got this for me, and I ended up using the P-47s for something else, including one of them being a paint mule. But I decided that since I still had the HE-111, that I would do something with it. Now, you know, one reason I want to build is because my kids got it for me, and you know, it's not by any means the equivalent of a modern kit. It's pretty inaccurate. It's kind of warped. Like the tail planes don't line up with the wings. They're kind of tilted one way or the other. I think they're tilted a little bit. Looking at the nose, they're tilted a little bit to the right. But no big deal. I'm going to be using it for a test bed. Well, not really a test bed, but as the basis for a beginner series on painting Luftwaffe aircraft. So I've got it built up. I haven't really done, you know, build video of it much. But basically I built it. I was going to remove all of the raised detail and you know, scribe it all and all that, but I don't have the patience for that right now. Not for this kit anyway. So what I did is I sanded the fuselage because I had good intentions, and then some of the removable panels I did panel lines. It's kind of a exercise in practicing making panel lines. But anyway, as you can see, I've got the front of it all taped off, and it's pretty much, for the most, I mean, there's a lot of body work that could be done, but since this is just purely a paint exercise, I'm not going to get into all that. I'm not going to worry about, you know, these gaps on the bottom too much. I did fill them in with some Vallejo putty, but you know, I'm not going to worry too much about all that. These lines here, those are actually sanded down pretty well. I scraped those and I need to sand it smooth, but it's mainly just a glue line there. So those are all smooth at least. But you know, it's an exercise for painting, and I didn't want to spend too much time on the build portion of it. But I figure once it gets done, it'll be okay looking. But anyway, oddly enough, now there's a hideous seam down the middle of this, you know, greenhouse window on here. But the fit on this is really actually pretty stinking good for a kit of this vintage and quality. It's not perfect, but it's a lot nicer than some other kits I've built. But anyway, there's that. That's the first kit. Well, not the first kit, but this is one of the kits I'm going to be working on here at the beginning of the year. Well, here's another one that keeps popping up in my list of things to do, and it's the Bronco Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung E West German or World War II German assault gun by Bronco. It's a really nice kit, and I have gotten most of it done. I just kind of got slowed down by the tracks, because I should have used my head and done the tracks first before I glued the fenders on. So this side here I was able to break loose so I can get the tracks underneath there. This side not so much, it's glued on there pretty tight. But in monkeying around with the magic tracks that I'm going to be using on it, I can get them worked in there. So I just need to get the tracks put together. My plan is, if all goes well, I'm probably going to put this across, because these aren't movable. I shouldn't have glued those on. I'm really pretty good about pre-planning on kits that I build, but I didn't do a very good job on this one as far as pre-planning and doing the tracks. But you know, we're not all perfect now, are we? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it all put into shape and get it all on there, get the sag, and I'm going to try and leave one end undone so I can at least get them completely around to where they fit together, get them shaped the way I want. Then carefully pull them off, do the painting and weathering on the tracks, then do some painting or do some weathering underneath here, and then put the tracks on, then continue with the rest of the build. Then what I'll do is I'm going to get some I'm going to mask off in here, spray that inside white again, and then one hatch I'll have actually I'm not going to do it on this side. This hatch is going to be buttoned up. This side here I'll have a figure sitting on top, but you know, I do want to paint the inside of that so it looks a little bit better, and then I'll put the figure on there and we'll be good to go. But I don't know if you've seen any of my talks about this kit, but it's a really nice kit and it goes together really well, and the detail is really, really good on it. It's a really fun kit to build. I enjoyed it, and but I am looking forward to getting it done, so I'll have to do that. And then I've got like the Pioneer tools to take care of. No, those are already done, actually. I'm sorry. The cable, which is a copper wire, and then the ends. So I'll need to do that, and that should pretty much wrap this kit up. But I do want to get this one completed. This one's been hanging around for way too long. I want to get it done so I can start other projects with a clear conscience. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be one I'm going to be working on real soon and getting completed. Alright, so this is the next one that I will be working on in 2020, mostly off and on, because as I mentioned in my other videos about this kit and just updates in general, I don't want to burn out on it because it is quite a complex kit and I want to do a good job on it. So as you can see here, I've got the interior done with the exception of weathering. So then I can move on to the next part, which is putting the upper hull on and just start working on that kind of stuff. But you know, since it is a really complex kit and I don't want to get burned out on it or frustrated, which I don't have any reason to be frustrated, it's just there's a lot going on and I don't want to get burned out on it because this will take quite a while. So I'll be alternating this with other projects as well, and I'll be doing this in portions. I think this part was probably the most complex. So after this, I think things are going to roll a little easier. The interior of the turret may be you know, a little labor intensive and take a lot of concentration, but for no other reason than, like I said, there's just a lot going on. So this is the next kit I'll be working on throughout 2020. So what else am I going to have going on? For one thing, I will be trying to work figures into my model building. For example, I've got this little bloke here. He's the driver for the SDKF Z251. I want to get him painted up. I've got him all primed and everything. But I really want to start working on my figure painting skills. Just because I think, you know, it helps to have figures and kits just because it adds an element of scale and, you know, a little bit of interest. I've done it on some of my earlier kits, but, you know, sometimes I get kind of frustrated because I know what I want, I know what I visualize, but I can't pull it off. And that is purely because I don't practice. Because practice gets a person on the way to perfect, but never too perfect. But, you know, I do want to start working on these a little bit more and start incorporating these into my kits. So that'll be one thing you'll be seeing. I've also got some other kits. I've got, I didn't get it out because I don't want to just start throwing a bunch of kits. I'm going to do this, do this, do this, do this, like I did at the beginning of 2019 and fall up, you know, come up like way short. So another kit I really do want to start soon though, because I haven't built one in a while, is it's in the other room, so I'm not going to be able to show it to you just right now, but is the Asuka M4A3 76 wet 1/35 scale Sherman. I love some Shermans, so I want to build that in the near future. I haven't built a Sherman in quite a while. As a matter of fact, I didn't build any last year, and it's a bummer because that is my all-time favorite armored vehicle. But I've got two of them, and that's the first one I want to do. So in my last video, I asked my viewers, I said, hey, can you guess what I'm going to be building next? It's kind of out of my comfort zone. Got a lot of comments, but nothing pertaining to that. So maybe people didn't get that far in the video. But today I'm going to reveal it. I'm going to do something way, way out of the ordinary. So, are you ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Wrong music. This is an X-Wing, not an Imperial thing. Yes, I'm going to build a Star Wars kit. Bandai X-Wing Starfighter, 1/72 scale. I've never built a Star Wars thing, and I haven't built a sci-fi kit since, oh, let's see, I think it was a Klingon vessel, an old AMT kit from the original Star Trek series. As a matter of fact, when I built it, I don't know if it was 1979 or what, Star Trek movie hadn't come out yet. The only thing there was the original series and the animated series. That's the only thing that there was for Star Trek. So, and if I said Star Wars, sorry, Star Trek. Star Trek Klingon vessel. That was the last thing I built, sci-fi. That was probably 76, probably 1976. Wow. But I've always liked Star Wars stuff, and I saw this kit at Hobby Lobby. I had a gift card that I'd gotten for Christmas, get 40% off, so I thought, hey, can't miss. So this one is what I'm going to be doing real soon. And there's a couple of reasons I want to do this one. Number one, because I've never built a sci-fi, or I haven't built a sci-fi kit in forever. And I've never done a Star Wars kit, which is crazy since I like the whole Star Wars story. But I just, you know, I want to do something totally different than what I've been working on. I'm not getting burned out or anything like that, but I'm thinking, you know what? preventative medicine. If I can work on something like this, focus on this for a little bit, it'll help me when I jump back to a military, a real world, historical military subject. So I'm really looking forward to building this one. Just briefly, the plans I have for it. I'm not going to do Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. That's been done a lot. So I'm going to do probably one of my favorite characters, right up there with Ice Cream Maker Man from the Star Wars series, Wedge Antilles, Red 2. So these are Red 5 markings, so I will be not using those, obviously, and I'm not going to use the decals. I'm going to paint everything except for like some of the small like stencil type things I think come with it, but any of the other larger things that I can mask off, I am going to do that instead. That way I can paint these instead of using the colored plastic that comes in the kit. I won't have to worry so much about matching the color. I'll just paint everything that's red will be painted the same color red. So anyway, this is what I'm going to do this year that's totally out of the ordinary, and this one I'll be working on sooner than later. I don't think I'll be doing a build series. Well, I may do a build series on it. Not so much a step. I think I will. I think I'll do a step-by-step on this one because it's going to be a learning process for me, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, I think I will. I think I'll do a step-by-step series on this Star Wars X-Wing Starfighter. It's 1/72 scale by Bandai. Heard a lot of good things about it, so hey, I want to go for it. So hopefully I won't alienate too many of my viewers who watch for mainly armor and some World War II aircraft, but hey, sometimes you just got to do something different. And I will have the other stuff mixed in too. I'll be working on multiple kits at the same time. I've discovered that trying to do one kit from beginning to end, it's impossible. I can't do it. So I'm giving in. I'll work on a couple kits at a time, except this time, instead of being an aircraft and an armor kit, it's going to be a spacecraft and something else. So anyway, and if this goes well, then I may incorporate some more Star Wars vehicles into my future. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do as well real early on in 2020. So there you have it, folks. That is a preview for 2020. Not nearly as complicated as last year, not nearly as ambitious, but probably a little more realistic. So as far as the hobby room here, within the next couple of months, things will be getting a little bit back to normal. The bed that's in the room right now will be moving back in the other room, stuff like that. So it'll be a little more, it'll be a little easier to video, and it'll be back to being a hobby / hangout room for me and my son, my wife, the cats, whoever. So we'll have more room in here, and it'll make it a little easier to do videos. So hopefully I'll be a little more consistent with videos. I would like to at least be able to release a video, at least for sure one video per week, unless I'm on vacation and gone or something. But even then, I could have something ready and have it scheduled and have it upload automatically. But I'd like to at least have something available for every weekend. I know there's a lot of channels, and it seems like some of the channels that I like to watch the most, I shouldn't say the most, because there's a lot of channels that some people only post once in a while, and I really love them. But it is kind of cool that, some model channels, they're going to release something on Friday or Saturday or whatever. Which makes it easy, it's like, hey, I'll have my cup of coffee then, blah, 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 watch the video, and it's really cool. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent. I don't want to say they're going to be like update videos or anything like that, because that might get kind of boring, but I will try and post some content up at least once a week, whether it's a build, or what. And then, as I get others done, I'll post those throughout, like just during the middle of the week or whatever. But that's my plan. Be a little bit more consistent. I can't really think of any new methods or techniques or anything I want to try this year. Just want to keep improving on the stuff I'm doing, like I said, with the figures and all that. So, you know, keep an eye out for more figure stuff and tutorial stuff. That ain't gonna happen with figures, not for a long time, because I just can't. I think it's a mental block. You know, I look at some of the stuff people do, and it's so different than painting models. To me, painting figures is a lot more art than models. With all the blending and shading and knowledge of color and all that kind of stuff, it's just like, ugh, brr. Gives me the chills, which is odd considering I majored in graphic arts. I just didn't do that kind of stuff. No fine art type stuff. It was all more technical, you know, graphics and design, stuff like that, but whatever. So anyway, I think that's just about it for this video. That's what I've got coming up in 2020. Please comment below and let me know what you think of what I've got coming up. If you have any suggestion, hints, tips, anything like that on some of the projects I'm going to be working on. Maybe about halfway through the year, I'll do an update on, you know, what I've done so far and what I've, you know, got coming up, kind of a midterm type progress report kind of thing. If I remember to do it. I mean, I don't remember, but it'd be a cool idea if I could remember to do that. So maybe I will. But anyway, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. Really let me know what you think about the Star Wars thing, because I'm kind of excited about building that. Just for something way, 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 way different. So comment below. Let me know what you think. Appreciate it. As for everybody that's been subscribing to my channel over the last few months, seems like I've been like getting consistent, you know, subscriptions, like a number a week, and so that's really cool. I'm getting close to 2,000 subscribers. And again, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality, and the quality of subscribers I have seems really, really good. There's a lot of interaction. There's a lot of regular people that ask questions and comment and all that kind of thing, and I really appreciate that from everybody. But also, there's a lot of new people come in and say, hey, I just found your channel. I really dug this right here. Thanks for showing, you know, this thing, you know, and how did you manage this, or what did you do to do that? And that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for, you know, if I can help somebody out, or if I can get some information from somebody, some helpful information, because people say, hey, you know, I tried this on, you know, such and such kit, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Or don't forget, you know, if you're building this, that you have to add this to make it, you know, accurate or whatever. So I really appreciate all the comments, so keep them up. You know, I just really enjoy it. So that's it. That's my preview for 2020. Hope you all stick around. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.